Hey guys, welcome to another podcast in terms of a oracle card reading being put out for basically, what is it, in August. I keep saying April for August for some reason, so I feel like there's something coming back around with April and and there just could be like a lot of angelic vibes. And with that being said, we're doing the Angel Answer Oracle card deck by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. But to finish up my last thought, I just wanted to say that this reading is definitely for, not probably, definitely for August. What are we in? Hold on, let me just see what's up. Oh, I can't even see there. Darn. Why isn't it coming to me? My phone's not even near me. Okay, so August 12th from 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and on into Saturday. So basically we're in Friday, sorry. So Friday, August 12th, from 3 p.m. on into August 13th, which is a Saturday, and that'll be up until 3 p.m. All Eastern Standard Time. So this is how we're gonna apply this card deck. Give me one moment to clear it. I know I was supposed to clear it before, but I was also supposed to come on before. So give me 1 second. Alright. Awesome. So, is this the highest and best Yang card at all? You know what? Yes, I am getting to do it again. Alright, so highest and best, thank you. Yang card, highest and best Yin card. Got it. Got him. Alright. So, okay, so, I'm going to start out with what's going on in the interior, in terms of what's the bottom of the deck is saying, look for a sign, okay? And, tonight are the full moon energies, of which are in Aquarius. And basically, that'll be an energy that also partakes in this reading as well. So it's very interesting. Yesterday into today was like, you know, don't stop and yes. And now we're getting tomorrow, or rather today into like later on today. Into tomorrow, we're getting not the right time for a Yin card. Okay, so that would most likely be for like tomorrow. And then on Saturday morning, it would most likely be the Yang card, which is in the near future. So, and it's not really in between. I'm saying internally because that's exactly what I'm getting in terms of direct notion is internally. We're getting look for a sign. Okay, so that's basically like, and here's the thing with this look for a sign. I feel as though you're gonna be kind of, how do I describe this? Like yearning for an answer, like really kind of trying to dig yourself out of a hole. You might sense a lot of anxiety. You might sense a lot of like, what the fuck do I do now? Like, kind of like an emergency vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you really want to get yourself out of a certain position, or you're panicking, or you're just like, I don't know, like something's really rubbing you the wrong way, where it's kind of like you just wanna scratch your way out of it. If that is that the saying, when you want to scratch your way out of something, or dig yourself out of. No, I think you just want to scratch. That's what it is. Like, you're scratching your way out of something, out of like a hole or something. Digging. It literally is a scratching. It's like an anxiety. Like, you have to figure it out now. You know what I'm saying? You have to go now. Like, that's like, you're kind of not well rested, is what I'm trying to say. I feel like the scratching is super adamant here, because we are in the water tiger, year, the year of the water tiger. And in terms of Chinese zodiac, okay, sorry, thanks. And long story short, I feel like when I'm saying scratching, it's kind of like a cat scratching. Like, maybe, like, I'm like laughing because I'm musing at the fact that I'm like, if we as humans were a cat, right? Like, what would be our cat scratcher? You know how like cats have like cat scratchers for their talons? Like what would be ours? You know what I'm saying? So, do I talk about it? Oh my god, this is so interesting. Okay, so what came up like a few days ago was, and this is coming back up again, and I haven't heard this in a while, but it's, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, right? So that saying is coming back up right now, in terms of maybe there is somebody of a quote-unquote back scratcher coming to relieve you because you're fucking anxious and you're fucking, I actually have to look at, like, because I'm not a cat person, so I don't know what's the scratching for. Is it to sharpen the nails, or just, release the tension out of a cat? Like, I actually don't know. So like, my whole thing is, yeah, what do humans kind of use as a scratching post, is what I'm trying to say, to kind of release that anxiety within them. And I think it might just be another person, to be honest with you, which is so interesting. And maybe that's what you're yearning for, is like maybe another person to just like kind of alleviate, or like help alleviate the whatever's going on in your life, whether it's all too serious, whether it's just like, financially, like you just don't know how to fucking do it, or, like a whole bunch of different things it could be. You know what I'm saying? Each and every person has their different reasons. So I'm gonna delve more into this reading right now, which is so the yin card in this reading is not the right time, and that pertains more to later on today around 3 o'clock. Which later on today around 3 o'clock is going to be still what I labeled the day to be in terms of feng shui, and that day would be creativity, childlike essence, and what else? Future. Okay. And the color that aren't in these cards, but the color that pertains to that aspect would be orange. So that's definitely something, and that correlates with the whole feng shui thing as well. But this is maybe I feel like this is an energy that's pumping the brakes, in terms of not the right time. So you might have, what's coming to me right now is like, you might have set yourself up for success in terms of thinking that you're going to do something today, right? And then you kind of don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you realize that, either there's more to do, or the energy is not just vibing, or something comes up maybe that makes it not the right time. Very interesting. I felt romantic vibes again through this reading, that I feel like as if somebody is coming through to be that romantical, what is it, like it's like a friend romance, right? It's just kind of like, you know, they're your earth angels, they're your helpers, but also there's a romantic essence to it. And so with the whole, like, I scratch your back, you scratch mine type of thing, like, where it's just like a nice give and receive. And long story short, here on this card it's a green card, meaning, and the way that they came through too, very interesting, is maybe somebody is going to receive a green card through some sort of relationship, right? But the whole, sorry, I thought I heard something. Oh, let me just do something real quick. And actually, I might have to pause for just a second because I do have to go get some water. I know that's super rude, but it's kind of what is necessary at this point right now. So just give me 1 second just to open the door. Hold on one moment. I am also going to have to turn on the fan as per usual, and I'm really sorry for the loudness of it. But it's just going to have to happen because it's very stuffy in here if I don't have the fan on. Anyhow. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. Okay. So as I'm actually seeing not the right time, I'm also kind of reflecting on how I just had to walk away for a second, right? Because that has something to do with the reading too, I just feel right now, which is because there's synchronicity going on my end. So I feel like that's part of the reading. Like, you might have to just, you're doing what you're doing, but then you have to, like, pause for a second and just, like, take a step back and, like, then come back to it, right? And I just feel like, and maybe it has something to do with emotions, because I just had to go grab water, and water has to do with emotions. But my whole thing is, this has a lot to do with, and I feel like this has a lot to do with, it's a spiritual partnership. It's like a deeply heartfelt partnership with the green. It's also a deep healing love, which is, you know, which is what the green represents. So you might just have to, so whatever you might have had in your mind as if, like, you had a plan down, like, it might not pan out to be that way. Excuse me. And what I'm getting here is that's for everybody to know. Alright, that's for everybody to know. So, basically it's like, it's a collective thing. So it's not just you, we're like, oh my god, like, why is this, you know, quote unquote, or like, maybe if you're thinking it's not for you, it could pan out either way, right? It's like, not the right time also could also indicate maybe it's not for you, right? Excuse me, you thinking that it's not for you, but really it is for you. And, like, let's say if you're, like, questioning this reading and you're like, nah, that's not ever gonna happen, like, with something that you have planned out for your day, it's for everybody in terms of, like, whoever clicks into this reading, because that's basically my intention all the time, is like, if you need the reading, you're clicked in, right? Because honestly, I never even want to waste anybody's time at all. Hey, thanks for joining. So also, since I've been doing this reading, I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to post it on YouTube. And then you can watch the whole thing there if you're interested. So, but what I wanted to say here is the word not is definitely standing out to me. So let me just see what that is. I'm just like tuning in real quick. Okay, so there is something with like the word here is N-O-T, as in not the right time, but what I'm getting here is K-N-O-T. And immediately, I don't know why, because I was feeling these romantic vibes. Maybe it's somebody tying the knot. So that could be or maybe it's also, this is not a channeling, this is like literally just me interpreting it, where it's like, maybe the person that maybe approaches in terms of wanting to tie the knot with you is not the right person and or not the right time. So you definitely have to kind of feel that out. But again, that's just my personal perception of the card. That's not channeling of like the actuality of the card. So I would always suggest going with the channeling. That's why I'm saying, you know, don't go by me, but also just when I'm inserting myself, that means kind of maybe like open your eyes to something and just kind of do the due diligence for yourself so that you kind of are in a better position. What else did I want to say here? I think that's about it for that card. That's what I'm getting. So so this look for a sign has been coming up a whole lot in terms of these readings as of the readings that I've been putting up as of late. So the whole thing is look for a sign with this whole lightning, and the craziest thing is that like lightning in my area has been striking, and something that's coming up, which is so weird because it's been very often. But also somebody had mentioned, like, I forgot the saying, like, oh, lightning never strikes twice in the same place. And I was, like, laughing to myself because I'm like, is that even scientific? Like, how would you even measure that? So, I don't know if that's just a saying or if it's actually scientifically true because... But, like, honestly, with the power that it has, like, I can see that it would be random, but the whole thing is I've never looked into it, so I was, like, laughing to myself. I'm like, is that really true, or is that, like, something that we just all follow because it's just, like, a saying, you know? So, so I was, like, thinking about that, so basically the lightning striking, I feel like, is, like, really quick change. It's like change coming in fast. I also have felt for a very long time it's like tower energy, like as if like something changes, and you know, and it's not like a card to be scared of. I actually really like transformation. I like change, so like I'm always like egging it on. I'm like, yeah, let's see the surprise that's gonna happen today, even if it kind of sort of looks bad sometimes with how it comes through. It's always for a really good cause that it happens. You know what I'm saying? I'm like a full-on believer in that. Like, it may look bad, but it's really all for a good reason. So you kind of have to do a little digging to, like, you know, or waiting as in patience to see what the reasoning is behind it, or like even putting the positive twist to it in terms of making it work for you, because as the saying goes, the universe always has your back, and that's and my true belief on that is like, it's if you're a good person, the universe always has your back. But the funny thing is that if you're a good person, you're also filled with a lot of anxiety, as if you're like not doing enough, or like not being enough, or not like, you know, maybe even worth enough for the universe to kind of have your back. But the whole thing is, it's like if you're doing the best that you possibly can each and every day, you like literally, you know, the universe, there's no other choice than the universe having your back, unless, and the only thing I can think of, you know, and actually that came up today, which is so interesting in terms of just me thinking about it, is that The only thing that I can think of is, sorry, I'm thinking about other things at the same time, is that you literally are just here to also kind of declutter your past lives. So like, let's say you did some bullshit in your past life, like you're gonna have to get like some sort of karmic, you know, payback in this life, maybe, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I honestly don't know how it works, but I'm just saying, like, that could kind of make sense. So the whole thing is, it's like, it's kind of like you never get away with any of the consequences, whether they're good or they're bad, right? So amen to both being there, you know what I'm saying? And to just own up to it, and what was I gonna say? And just kind of do the best that you can to get through it, you know what I'm saying? So, and I always like to say, I always ground myself in believing that anything can happen to anybody. So don't ever like be on such a high horse where you're just like I'm scared, like I'm on a high horse in terms of my standards, but I'm scared each and every day about that. But also each and every day I'm scared to basically I don't know how to express it, because it came through but then it left. Maybe I'm not supposed to fear it. But whatever. So like, whatever, it's been given to God. Because also with this full moon in Aquarius, I feel like, very interestingly enough, since like you're kind of more in the ethers, like since it's an air sign, things are being kind of decluttered out of your system in terms of mental, mental stuff. So if things are being taken out of your mental state and you're like kind of not really knowing what you're trying to say, but you're saying it, but you're like trying to figure it out, and if it's being taken from you, it's like it's being decluttered. So don't, like, washed away is what I'm hearing. So it's being washed away, so you don't even have to worry about it. So yeah, so I was trying to get to something there, but like it was just being taken, decluttered, and we're happy about that. So whatever, because it was kind of like it was an unnecessary fear, you know. Wow, which that was so interesting. Okay. I don't know what that was about, but so with the person that popped on, I wanted to just say what came through really freaking clearly, again, is so weird, is the whole sync thing of your sisters, and I don't know why, and I think it has to do with the location of the house. I don't know why that came through, and I don't mean to put that that story on blast at all. But I was just hearing that you have to hear it again, so I'm just like, I don't know if you remember me telling you about that, or us talking about that, but that really came through strongly, and I don't know what that's all about. I honestly don't know. But maybe in the near future, since that's the next card, maybe in the near future we'll find out what that is. I don't know, but what it's giving me, though, the vibes that's really interesting is that it's giving me vibes of like, when I used to live in New York, and my family used to live in New York, like we used to live in this house, and the number had to do a lot with the Ascended Masters, right? And it was one of my favorite houses that we had just because whatever, we did like a whole bunch of moving. My father was a contractor, so we did a whole bunch of moving, and that was like his art, I guess, right? And long story short, one of my favorite houses like kind of resembles what was in that dream that I had. So I don't know why that's linked, but maybe the Ascended Masters around, maybe, I don't know, maybe park like setting, maybe like woods or something like that, of that, bushes, woods. I don't know why that is. I don't know why, but maybe in the near future we'll figure it out, because like I said, on the inside of what's going on right now, this card says look for a sign. So maybe we're about to get some answers to like what might be a little bit off or confusing, or like not knowing what to do about things, so that's a good thing. Yeah, I'm hearing like, or not hearing, but I'm seeing on the card that like helpful people in travel, so Saturday, probably into Saturday, there's gonna be like, you know, I like to even say, I like little meteors or little golden nuggets, you know, coming out, like sparks is also coming out really strongly there. So golden sparks are happening, I feel like, more towards Saturday. What else? All right, I'm gonna move on to this next card. So come Saturday morning, which the entire day of Saturday I labeled helpful people in travel. The color there is gray and white. Hi, thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Also, since you're coming in towards like the end of the reading, I just want to let you know that I'll be posting this reading on YouTube, so you can like listen to the whole thing there at your convenience. I was gonna say your most earliest convenience. either way works. But yeah, thanks for joining. So on Saturday, which I labeled the feng shui day of does that even make sense? On Saturday, I labeled that day of the week to be helpful people in travel and in terms of feng shui. And the color there is gray and white. And also, I think the, how do I want to say it? I guess, what is it? The texture? I don't know if I want to, I don't know if that even makes sense. But the texture, or material, thank you, material is better. Material there is metal, okay? So, like a silver, like that type of thing. And so this card, which has been coming up too, also, I don't know how, like often, is in the near future, okay? So that's what the card says. Now let me describe what I'm getting from here. I feel like somebody's being flown, okay? And this definitely could be airplane-wise, because I did get that sign today in terms of going back to the interior card of what's going on inside of you. It says look for a sign. So I'm literally going off of signs that I've seen today, that somebody's being flown, okay? And I'm hearing back to where they came from. So I want to say is like, if you're, and so interesting, oh my god, talk about signs, holy shit, this is crazy. I hope you guys have the most enlightenment that I have out of these readings as well, and if not more, because it is so fun. It is so fun to realize, like, holy shit, like, they're not kidding, you know what I'm saying? Like, these signs are wild. So basically it says in the near future, yeah, somebody's being flown back to where they came from, which is to me an origin of like where you originated from. Either you're looking into a trip, and that's also helpful people in travel. Maybe that's, you know, like you're looking maybe into going back to where your roots, you know, came from. And this could be literally, I mean, I'm thinking like a medium type of way, like a medium, like, distance, but that's all relative, right? But like my whole thing is, it's like a medium distance to me would be like, whatever, hold on one second. So my whole thing is, this could be, so let me finish one thought. So one thought is that this could be as short as, like, if you wanted to go visit your old home and it's like down the street, it's like maybe 3 blocks away. That's what I'm getting. 3 blocks away, going to visit your old home, like that's kind of like travel, right? But this distance, oh, thank you, Spirit. This distance that I'm talking about is a flight away. So when we're talking about distance, it could be from like New York to Florida, Florida to New York, or Florida to, you know, somewhere else in the States. And so I'm talking about like medium distance like that. Like, I'm not thinking, I mean, the thought did arrive, so it can happen where it's like, you know, you're traveling from the U.S. to Europe, you know what I'm saying? But, excuse me, this is more so like traveling a doable distance in terms of it's still far, but it's near, right? It's like in your hometown area, in your home country area, you know? Now, this girl is literally, always pops out at me with this gold dress. So, I don't know what that is, but let me just see right now. Interesting. Her gold dress looks like a conch. It looks like a, I'm like laughing to myself. So yeah, I'm saying it looks like a conch, and it looks like, ooh, okay, Spirit. Oh my God, this is wild. So it looks like a wrapped up, wow, a wrapped up dragon. And this could also be kind of like a dog's face too, which is weird. It's coming out. So I don't know if somebody's getting a dog, maybe on Saturday, I have no idea. But the dragon, because it is kind of like an airy element to it, the dragon really is coming out strong. But I feel like if you're the main character, and that's how I'm going to start talking about it, because something just popped up into my world about that today, like you being the main character, or, you know, Leo season is the season of being the main character, you know, and I kind of love that. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. So we're going to talk about you being the main character, which is the viewer. And I feel as though you being the main character, you're being guided, but around you is like an etheric type of protection, okay? And it's a golden protection. It's very high vibed. It's and when I'm talking about golden protection, it's like literally you have like a gold dragon with you. Now, what's coming to mind, very interesting, is I have to, and this may or may not be part of the reading, but I'm going to just mention, okay, they're saying don't mention. All right. Okay, makes sense. Okay, so we're not going to go there. So let me just see. Also, there's something with like flowers, maybe like a yellow lily, that's coming about, which kind of represents gold. Let me see what else is going on. Give me one moment. Okay, ooh. Oh my gosh, this is so interesting. Holy shit. Okay, this is so wild. So, oh my God, this is wild. Alright, so also what I'm seeing here, it's so crazy. Okay, well alright. So also, I'm gonna, because what's coming through really strongly is somebody's being warned, okay? In terms of, I see definitely one, like, crocodile or alligator for sure, okay? Kind of even looks like a seagull, but it's super alligator-like, okay? But then I'm seeing like two little mini ones. So I think we're talking about like one big badass alligator, and then like two, like, kind of, you know, when they what's the word, when they not integrate, but when they kind of fade out. So it's like one big alligator, then a smaller one, and then another smaller one, kind of like a nesting alligator. So I just wanted you guys to, and that could be in animal form and or people form. Like if there's like an alligator vibe type of person around you, like that is just, and you're the one as the main character vibing really high. That's the one to, that's just something to really kind of be aware of. And I also feel though, even though it's kind of like this is how I'm picturing it, since it's appearing on this main character's type of dress, I feel like it's like they're getting close to this person because you as the main character are just glowing. And so the whole thing is, it's like people just want to kind of like nip at you, bite at you, grab at you, like that type of shit. Like in terms of, it could be energy, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all that jazz. It could be one or all of them, you know, 2 or all of them, 3 or all of them, that type of thing. But my whole thing is, there is somebody that's like assisting you in terms of either, you know, through the invisible and or physical, that will kind of, again, you will be flown the fuck out. You will be flown out. That makes sense. So like, it's basically like you're being saved somehow. But these motherfuckers, like, and oh, they're mentioning the dragon. Oh, that's so interesting. So it's kind of maybe like a battle between the dragon and an alligator. So the dragon that you have in the invisible realm that's protecting you as the golden dragon is kind of fighting off these fucking weird ass alligator people like vibes off of you, and you know, and that's basically what I'm sensing. But my whole thing is also, here's another story that's coming through, is that you never know if the golden dragon becomes friends with the golden alligator, okay? So my whole thing is like, maybe you're going to a place that has alligators, you know what I'm saying? But you still have to watch out, because that's not, you know, alligators are fucking powerful, you know? They're like creepy motherfuckers, but they'll, you know, I'm never, so one thing my father taught me, my late father taught me, and, you know, I'm very observant. I like to observe, like, a lot, and that's kind of like how I learn just, you know, common sense stuff, which I absolutely love. And long story short, like, I remember, like, my father, again, who was a contractor, and who, like, you know, searched for houses, and, you know, he went through the whole process of, like, you know, whatever, searching for houses. And like, I remember one time him saying that like he would never get a house by the water in Florida. Like, not like, we're not talking like ocean water, we're talking about like lake water, right? And I was like, why? Like, it looks so nice, peaceful. And he was like, oh hell no. He was like, I want to be able to, if I have a house, I'm going to relax in my house. I don't want to think like an alligator can come through my front or back door, or, you know, I can't let my kids or, you know, grandkids or any type of kids or any type of family that wants to come over and like have a party, like, he's like, I don't want that on my consciousness, right? On his conscience, I should say. And I said, you know what, that's really smart. So that's what I'm trying to say here is like, maybe, you know, if you're looking into, and I don't know why I'm talking about that is because, I was saying that, you know, alligators are really powerful, like they're not to be messed with, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we all know that, but there are people who would like egg an alligator on, you know what I'm saying? There are people who would wrestle the fuck out of alligator, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are some people like that like would fucking, okay, they're telling me not to talk about it because I'm getting off tangent, but literally, like, there's just it would be scary. But my whole thing here is that maybe you are being flown to a place that has alligators, or you're taken out of a place that has alligators, right? Like, either or. but I want to say that whether it's a dog, but no, it's really strongly and strictly like a dragon. I'm gonna say a dragon is literally, like, there's a golden dragon of protection around you that literally is either calming down the alligators around you and or like just living harmoniously. Because what I'm seeing is, if you can picture the yin and the yang, the yin yang symbol, it's like one side is dragon, one side is alligator. That's how I feel. It's like there's some sort of harmony there, because even though they're like weird, they're like way different creatures, there's some sort of a harmony there that is happening. But also I can see that the dragon is kind of like maybe a midway happy way to what can literally bring harmony to both an alligator type person versus you as the main character. Okay, so that's another third story coming through. But it's so funny because you as the main character, I don't think, like, that's what I'm saying, like, it's either in the ethers or you have no idea about it. Like, it's like there's this type of, like, you're just so in your joy and you're so in your innocence that, like, you don't even notice it. You know what I'm saying? You're just like, oh, okay, we're just doing the next right and highest and best thing for ourselves, and we're just, like, doing us. And, you know, and it's interesting, you know what, this is, like, also coming through, is, like, somebody's getting famous, and that's what it is also, in terms of, like, I feel like that's where, like, the alligators are trying to, like, just maybe, like, bring you back down. Like, if you think about, like, the alligators in the bayou, actually, oh my god, so fucking nuts. Dude, oh my god, that's so crazy. So I saw something on Instagram recently that made me actually it made me chuckle, but I was like, yo, this shit is so fucking real. And so this definitely could be a parent-child thing happening. Either a healing and or just a separation out of the two, where it's just like, dude, it's not working out. You know what I'm saying? Like, one is just not happy for the other and the separation is happening, right? Also, there's a full moon behind this, like, in the background of this card. So it could definitely, like, that's maybe Saturday is the day that, like, things get a little, you know, full moony, you know what I'm saying, in terms of a little whack jobby, a little crazy. So, you know, maybe that's what the full moon is bringing this time around. But there is definitely, and I'm definitely, like, sensing the smell of a plane. So for sure, like, I think somebody needs to get prepared for liftoff in terms of Saturday, for sure. And I think you'll know it because I'm being shown, like, the knowledge, spirituality, and self-love area. And I think the elevated person, in terms of who the main character is, I think they're just gonna know it too. So it's like you're being brought into just a higher elevation. You're flying, you're maybe in another world, you're being brought into a whole nother level or a whole nother world. I'm also seeing the word near, which is like, it's whatever I think you've dreamed about or you hoped for, or, you know, you might have imagined even, it's very much so near. And like I said, like, this is interesting because both of these cards, the yin and the yang cards, the yang, which also could be a masculine, right? But or having to do with masculine on Saturdays. But both cards here have a lot to do with, well, one, okay, whatever, I'm going to leave that point out because I'm a little tired, so I'm like, it's I'm just going to say it has a lot to do with what I just said before, which is the romance, you know, effect. But I think more so on Friday, the romance is more so there on Friday. But again, like the romantic vibes could be there on Friday, but also just know not the right time. Okay, that's something that you really have to know. Maybe it's like a boundary you have to put up. And what I'm sensing is, even though, like on Friday, even though you might be feeling like brand new, exciting vibes, just know that, like, I feel like there's going to be like a person blossoming. There's like a brand new, there's a brand new type of like new beginning happening on a Friday, and you feel like you want to embrace it. But also with this full moon, it's like, give yourself some time to, like, I think that's why the not the right time is happening, is showing up here, because you have to like give yourself some time to acclimate to the energies, you know. Okay, definitely go on inwards. Like, if you can meditate, meditation would be super huge for people around this time. I'm always an advocate about meditation in general, but meditate especially, possibly on Saturday. Go inwards, because I think it might be a little bit of a darker unknown, but like not in a negative way, more so like is if you really might just, like, what I'm seeing as a darker unknown is like my podcast. It's like dark, right? Like, you don't see me in terms of the podcast, but like it's not a bad dark. It's just like, it's just a blank new slate. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all that you see. So yeah, it might, so maybe that's something to play off of. Like, maybe you might want to do a podcast in the dark or something like that. And that kind of helps you to go inwards and help others to go inwards in terms of just being, or maybe anything with the word in, like inspire, could also be of that essence on Saturday. It's so funny, I'm seeing Fu in future, and it's like, so obviously there's Kung Fu, but then there is like a Fu dog, because remember I literally just saw a dog here when I was describing the dragon. So, but also what I want to say is like foo-foo, like, you know how somebody says foo-foo, like in terms of like, it's like ritzy. Maybe there's like a foo-foo, you know, leveling up happening. You know what I'm saying? Very interesting. Let me see what else is going on here. I'm seeing a harp, which is really awesome. So you might want to play some really calming harp music. Also, you know, definitely angel music. Let's be very real about that. There is, I don't know how to depict it. Excuse me. There's like this radiance coming off of this female's dress, and I don't know what it is. Oh, okay, I'm hearing a squid, and it looks like a squid. Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Squid vibes. I don't know what that is. Like, I just feel like it's like a yellow gold, or golden yellow squid vibe. Like, how do I want to say it? It's like, wow, okay. So it's like a yellow golden squid vibe, but like, what I also sense is like, it's kind of, wow, it's like, it's really kind of being wrapped around this dress, where I feel as it's like a large hand of the God grabbing a hold onto this dress and kind of like taking you away from whatever the fuck it is that you couldn't handle anymore. It was not for you. So I feel like there's a hand coming out of, let's say, the glowing moon, to really kind of wrap itself around you as you're flying higher, as you're vibrating higher even. So it's kind of like, it's like literally there's just so much fucking protection around it. Yeah, and it's funny because I'm also seeing a little bit of like a middle finger, but I don't know if it's also a thumb. Like, when you like hold on to something and you can see the thumb. So it looks like kind of the thumb, but also the middle finger. I feel like it's too short to be the middle finger, but I just find it funny. It's kind of like, what is it called? Like an ogre's, like, middle finger. That's what it looks like. But yeah, I just sense, so there's just a lot of people maybe wanting to not attack you, but they're just wanting your attention or wanting to be a part of your energy somehow. And I think the thing is, it's like with all these animals that I mentioned and these creatures that I mentioned, I feel like they were all kind of like escalating to try to grab hold of you. But the whole thing is, it's like the God hand that I was just talking about, like, overrides them all. So it's just kind of like, again, you could be in complete and total denial of it, not even seeing it. Maybe you feel it, but not even, like, maybe you know of it, right? Because, again, I did mention the whole knowledge, spirituality, and self-love. Maybe you know of it, but you're doing a good job to, like, not give it the attention at all, as if it, like, can't hurt you. You know what I'm saying? And the way that I want to put out there is, like, it's like you might even be looking at all of this as like I'm going to just finish my thought. You might be looking at all of this as, like, all these little animals as, like, stuffed animals, like, in the end. You know what I'm saying? Like, when somebody mentions dragon or like an alligator, like, some minds can really go to, like, ooh, the real stuff, But I think the way to overcome this is, like, there's nothing to be scared of. It's like they're just stuffed animals. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's like, oh, okay. It's like they bounce off of you. They roll off of you. They just, it's like nothing. Like, who cares? Like, you didn't even, and maybe you didn't even think that it was, like, a big deal, but, like, maybe spiritually there's kind of this, like, push and shove, like, for your attention, or, to have you either stick around, like, where you have been, but really, the God knows best, and he's gonna grab you any which way in terms of taking you and making you just fly to where you need to go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, something with, I feel like, okay, I'm looking at the word near again. There's something with the northeast. Maybe somebody's being flown into the northeast. I think that's super fucking wild. That is super fucking wild. But I'm also seeing the word ear. So, like, there's, like, northeast and then ear. So maybe it's like listen to your intuition. I know that's one of the cards here is listen to your intuition, but there's something about, like, maybe you might hear some news or something that just, that takes you out of where you are, and just kind of like, oh, that's interesting. Okay, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it. But there's something about listening. Okay, there's listening, hearing you. Yeah, near, ear, and northeast. Net. I feel like I'm almost done, but I'm literally just flowing. So I'm getting, okay, so I'm getting somebody's, like, the back of the tonsils Wow, I don't even know how to describe this, but I don't know. Yeah, I guess back of the tonsils is all I'm getting. And or a theater. One looks like the other. One may resemble the other. I have no idea, but it's like the back of a theater and or the back of a mouth, like the tonsil area. The punching bag, so to speak. Yeah, I'm also seeing braces. So I don't know if somebody's getting braces. I don't know what the heck is going on, but that's definitely true. True for somebody out there. I don't know. Okay, so somebody, I don't know what I'm getting, but somebody needs to be warned about the tonsil area and or, but more, not really about the tonsil area, more so about the braces. That's what I'm sensing. So maybe you want to do your due diligence on that and or pray before you have it done to make sure that you're being guided in the right direction. Alright, and I think that's about it. I think that's where we're going to end this, because nothing else is coming through. Alright guys, yep, I'm hearing, yeah, I'm done, so I am going to take off. Talk about taking off when it comes to the reading. And maybe it's not flying, maybe it's taking off, well, taking off in terms of flying, but also maybe it's time to take off in terms of take a fucking break, you know what I'm saying? And go fly somewhere. Maybe that's what's happening. So you don't know. The conch here is definitely loud and proud though too. Not even gonna lie. So I don't. We may have to look that up. But also, oh, with the ear, listen, conch, ear, right? What do you do with the conch? You bring it up to your ear. So that's so funny that that came through. So it's kind of like listen. I think it's saying like listen to where you're being led to. Yeah, and follow that is what I'm also sensing. Alright, now I'm going to get off. Bye guys, take care, thanks for tuning in. And thanks for your support always. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.